Good evening, comic book fans. Welcome back to Comics in 5 Minutes. I'm your ever-loving host, Shorty, and yes, another two-a-day. I've still got just enough to do two more tomorrow, provided they don't sell out. But today, we're looking at She-Hulk, the latest of the She-Hulk, She-Hulk issue 1. And we're probably going to be talking about some kind of gender politics in this one. If it's not your cup of tea, totally fine. If you're just here to talk about comic books, totally cool. We'll do the actual most comic book stuff first, and then we'll do the stuff at the end. So let's talk about artwork first. And the art is by Roger. I'm sorry if I mispronounced that. There's an accent over the E. I'm not entirely sure what it does. Antonio. And they're brilliant. They actually do a very, very good job. There's an excellent bit of visual storytelling, which is just a 3-panel sequence of somebody taking off their shoes, which just works wonders for me. I'm seeing if I can find the exact bit in here so you can see it. I just love that. That is excellent. It isn't over the top. There isn't like buttloads of detail in there. It doesn't need to be that detailed for this. There's an awful lot of elegance and simplicity in the artwork throughout this one. None more so in the fight scene that's about to happen, because most of this comic book is a fight scene. At least half of it is. And it's brilliant because the artist, with the writer direction, I'm sure, has an awful lot of fun messing around with how we interact with the fight. There are times when it's just nothing but silhouettes. There are times when the camera will pull in nice and tight and we'll see intricate moments of the fight about how impacts are happening. And there's the times where it pulls out really, really wide so you can get a shot of the city as well. There's times when they take their time doing lots of little panels showing very slight changes in the action, so it comes across as really fast-paced when they do it like that. And there's others when they just have big smash events and it works just as well. Artwork is just fantastic, quite frankly, without ever feeling the need to oversell itself. Yes, there are some great shots of New York City. Yes, they are brilliant at doing 3-point perspective and facial expression, all the stuff I look for, but it never feels like it's trying too hard, and I genuinely admire that. Writing-wise, this is Rainbow Rowell, somebody whose name has come up a few times. I'm fairly sure I may have delved into their stuff before, but honestly, never enough to be able to tell you I've read something I've liked of theirs. Maybe it's just something I've done in passing, but I don't recall. This, however, is very, very solid writing, not only because clearly they wrote that 3-panel thing and the artist did their thing with it. This was a collaborative effort, and Rainbow Rowell does such a good job. There is a fight happening, like I say, through most of the comic book, but there's a conversation that runs throughout the fight from the beginning to the end of it, which just shows brilliant character development in just what would be, in the comic book world, a matter of moments. There is dialogue which shows strength, strong female character kind of stuff, but also willingness to compromise, to show some weakness, to actually be fragile, I suppose is the right word for it, but also to take control of that fragility and decide to do something about it. This all happens in just a few pages, and it's brilliant. There's lots of one-on-one character interactions between I've actually got, I was going to say She-Hulk there. She does have a name. Jennifer Walters. I knew it was Walters, but I couldn't remember the first name. She actually meets her new boss, and they have an excellent conversation about what's going to happen in the workplace. It's very quick-witted, very fast-paced. It's done quite quickly, but it's all 100% effective without nothing wasted. Sorry, somebody just started making a noise next to me. There's also a conversation between her and Janet Van Dyne, basically the Wasp, who's letting her stay in the apartment because Walters is not in a great place right now. But she gets help. She gets help from a friend, and it actually goes really nicely. There's a bit at the end then which absolutely does catastrophic damage to my idea of what's going for the story, weirdly involving a character I've never heard of, which is unusual for me, and sets up what's going to happen later on. And it's all done brilliantly. But there is also this issue of gender politics. We're talking about a female version of a male character. And sometimes that is just used as a way of dismissing this kind of character. You see it sometimes with the idea of Supergirl. Excellent character, but the fact that her name is almost infantilized as well. Spider-Woman, Spider-Gwen, Silk, all the various versions, they're still not Spider-Man. I have seen people online literally just be like, why should I read it? It's just Hulk with boobs. I've seen other people say, well, why should we care about Bruce Banner's girlfriend? Literally, I've seen that happen and been gobsmacked by it. If you're a Hulk and a She-Hulk fan, you'll know why that's weird. But that doesn't mean you can just ignore the fact, you can hate all that, but not just ignore the fact that it is an issue. The strong female character trope is quite harmful in its way, and when you've got somebody like She-Hulk who is literally huge and powerful and very, very strong, it's easy to dismiss that kind of writing. But it's handled really well. She is still a human. She still is in control. She still is as intelligent when she is in when she's in her Hulk form. She is a very skilled lawyer, so she isn't just Hulk smash kind of strength. There is more to it. There is more nuance, and I think that allowance to be a nuanced character is very, very important. And Rainbow does excellent writing for this. I'm just looking for one particular line here. It's very near the end. It's in fact just before the catastrophic end, which means I really want to see what's going on. It's her relaxing in a bubble bath in a Hulk form. Literally, one of the final lines before a crash is, "I want to take up more space in my own life." That is a brilliant sentiment anyway, and the fact that she is literally a Hulk, that just makes so much sense. It's so well written. It leans into all the things I like about the character and takes it all as serious as it needs to, but allows it to have some fun as well. Excellent comic book, highly recommended. I'm going home now. I'll see you all tomorrow. Until then, look after each other, everyone. Stay safe. Bye.